Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets in Nakshatra series of the week. And today we're going to be doing our Nakshatra of Rahu in Mula. Rahu in Moola Nakshatra, and what happens when Rahu comes into this Nakshatra in your horoscope. And Nakshatras are the 27 constellations, the wives of the moon. These are the constellation working behind the scenes of a zodiac sign. And this is why you'll understand why two people of the same Rahu sign or any planetary sign may not think alike, may not behave alike, may not have the same motivation in life. Because there's a lot more to astrology than just a zodiac sign. So, as always, if you do not know, first of all, where your Rahu is placed, what nakshatra it's in, what padha it's in, all the other planetary placements and details, for that check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. So, Rahu in Moola Nakshatra. See, Mula is a nakshatra that has two sides of a coin. Okay? On one side is the most deepest rooted spiritual nakshatra in the zodiac or the constellation zodiac. It represents the roots. It represents the roots of yourself, roots of your soul. So what are the roots of your soul? That really shows who you are. It is the spiritual awakening within you. This is the most spiritual nakshatra. However, the flip side to this nakshatra is that it represents the lowest portion of yourself, of the chakras. Why? Because of the fact Mula is the root chakra. The chakra part of this nakshatra is towards going to the lowest, the roots, the things that are in the bottom. And this is why this nakshatra is a nakshatra that really also creates this unnecessary desire for sexual pleasure, material pleasure. But remember, Mula is the last nakshatra that is a bridge between material and the spiritual progression. So this is why you will notice with people with this nakshatra, with prominent planets placed in this, is that early on they will be all about desires. Like, I need to have as much sex as possible, I need to have as much as material wealth as possible, but then suddenly they give it up. Because what happens is, when you go to the roots, when this energy takes you to your sexual roots, you find other roots, you feel like, oh my God, this is not who I really am. Then you go to the flip side of this, which is the flip side, is to understand your soul to its really the bottom, the root level, which is not the level of desire, which is a level of spirituality. And one thing I will definitely say with people with this nakshatra is that if you are not religious, if you don't care for, certain Hindu religion, or it's okay. This is not for you, but especially for people who do have some interest in religion and Hinduism and whatnot, praying to Lord Ganesh will always show you the direction with this nakshatra. So if moon is in the Moola Nakshatra, Lord Ganesha will always guide you. Because remember, Ganesha is signified by Ketu. Ketu is a headless planet. Ganesha was a headless son of Shiva and had the elephant put on himself. And the symbolism of this nakshatra is the elephant's caught. So this is why this becomes very important. But Rahu now steps into this nakshatra. Rahu is an asura. It is that malevolent demonic energy within us that craves material things, craves material desire, craves a throne. Simply, the Rahu is all about craving. Even if it's spirituality, Rahu, when it gets into the spiritual mode, the person only then craves spirituality. I want it more, I want it more, I want it more. So either way you look at it, Rahu really is all about experiencing the access of whatever direction we take our Rahu into. Whether it's access of fame, wanting to always just get fame, always fame, always fame, always fame. Or always money, always money, always money. Or always spirituality, always religion, always politics. It's like Rahu is never satisfied with this one part of thing. And anywhere you take Rahu, he will not be satisfied. That is the innate nature of Rahu. Because remember, Rahu is a planet without the body. Whatever he eats, never gets fulfilled, never gets that desire fulfilled. So in Moola Nakshatra, early on, Rahu has a very hard time understanding itself, because the thing is, Rahu is being forced to look at the roots of itself, of who he is. And when Rahu looks at its roots, that, oh my God, I'm this Asura, and I did all this malevolent bad things, and I indulge into this and that, or psychedelic drugs, and oh my God, I don't like myself, I don't like my life. So what happens is, Rahu in this nakshatra can really give a person early on quite a low self-esteem, or a very doubtful personality, like, my God, am I worthy of this? Oh my God, why should I deserve this? Why should I do this? And when you do something wrong, it'll make you feel extremely guilty, because of the fact Rahu being in this nakshatra is always will be forced to look at the root cause of things. So if they're indulged in sexual activities, one time they will feel so guilty that they would want to, a woman would want to slit her wrist. That, oh my God, I'm a prostitute and I'm sleeping with like 100 people in a month. What? Whoa, this is not me. Oh my God, what's going on? So that can drive a person, especially if moon is here with Rahu. Pray to Ganesha. That will always guide you. But what happens with Rahu? Ultimately, when Rahu has some sense in him that, yeah, maybe my energy is not really suited for any realm, Rahu then switches its focus to realizing that I need to find a spiritual path. So yeah, I run into many people with actually Rahu and Moola Nakshatra. They have the hardest time accepting the spiritual path. And I noticed this one time when I did a consultation of this person. This person got a career consultation from me 3 times in 7 months. Each time I saw the chart, I was seeing their dasha has started, of Rahu in the nakshatra of Mula. Nakshatra Lord, which is ruled by Ketu. This is why this nakshatra represents moksha, the final step towards enlightenment. The Ketu was sitting in the 9th house. Oh, actually no, 8th house. Ketu was sitting in the 8th house. What Rahu is doing, Rahu is trying to give them transformation. You're going to have to go through a transformation in life in order for you to do anything with this type of a Rahu. So when Rahu is in a Moola Nakshatra or any planet and you run through its Mahadasha while Ketu is in the 8th house, 8th house is what? Transformation. That is the main job of Rahu, or the 8th house. Transformation. What happens when we die? We transform. This body that you see of mine will be transformed into ashes. This is going to be Kapiel Raaj one day in like a small little pack, and hopefully my daughter like putting it in the sea or something. Actually, I would like to get my ashes to the moon. Just sit there on the moon, chill, look at the world from the rearview mirror, you know what I'm saying? But this always shows that a person will go through a major transformation, and if they resist it, they will be frustrated. If they resist it, they will be lost, and they will be feeling like they're directionless. And this is why this person kept getting this consultation from me. Like, I don't know what to do. I know you're telling me to meditate and go into these courses of spiritual courses and join a meditation and yoga group and learn about these things. I can't. I want to do this and this. Finally, after the 3rd time, when Rahu Dasha kind of settled in that 7-month period, they're like, you know what? I understand now what you kind of told me. Because I actually ran into a person at my work who was into the stuff that you were talking about, and it took me to a meeting, and I actually loved it. I enjoyed it. And I kept telling this person, stop getting this consultation over and over, but go sit with the person who's doing this. They never wanted to do it because they resisted that. They felt like, why is it that I have to go towards this Mula, the roots of myself, which is a spiritual self, than me trying to strive for money and gain? And I'm like, look, you want money and gain, you'll get it. Go through a transformation. Only when you go through a transformation, that is when something will happen. But of course, it took somebody who was working with them to show them that, look, I do all this and I'm a part of this and that. They're like, you know what? Okay, maybe I will do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think I posted that on my Facebook too, 3 months ago. Like, see, you gotta just let the dasha settle in. And then you do it. So Rahu, what happens is, Rahu is in the nakshatra of Ketu. Rahu, Ketu have a very peculiar relationship with each other. They're not friends, but they're friends. They're not one, but that they're one. Because the thing is, they're same thing, but they're polar opposites. It's like the bipolar personality of Rahu is Ketu. So when Rahu is in its bipolar realm, Rahu just feels confused, like, what do I do? What do I do? And this is why I'm telling you, if you have Rahu in Moola Nakshatra, appease Ganesh. And Ganesh will clearly guide you in no time. Maybe if you just give flowers to Ganesh one time in a temple, maybe the next day you'll be like, this is it. Oh, that's it. That's what I want to do. What am I doing? Yeah, it'll just happen. I have seen this work. That's what I'm telling you. Any nakshatra ruled by Ketu, but especially Mula, becomes the most important. Mula is a nakshatra that really showed me some of the remedies that worked with Ganesha, some of the things that worked, But these are the people whose mission, because remember, Rahu is your mission in this life, your goal in this life, what you're here to accomplish in this life. And Rahu shows that your goal is to ultimately go through all the dirt of this world, the material dirt, to eventually find your real roots. Otherwise, this Rahu is going to frustrate you. So I don't care if you're a banker, I don't care if you're a stockbroker, I don't care if you're an IT professional or you're a doctor. You must practice spirituality, meaning you can actually practice spirituality, but practice self-awareness. Self-awareness brings direction, because remember, Rahu represents direction in this life that you're going towards. And if you feel like all these hurdles are coming, it's because of the fact you're not going to the root. Once you go to the root cause of the problem, the roots of anything, that's when you realize that's where the real fruit is. It's not the tree. The fruit is actually in the roots for this nakshatra. And this is why the quality of this nakshatra is, I believe, Sattva, Rajas, Rajas. Meaning it's a pure nakshatra. Okay? It's a purest of nakshatra. Starts out pure, but then the person really gets indulged into the seeking pleasure. And those pleasure ultimately lead to attaining the pleasure of the spiritual realm. So it's pure, sattvic, then Rajasic comes into play. I want sex, I want drugs, I want money, I want this. Then the Rajasic pleasure, the second Rajasic pleasure comes in to realize that my pleasure is actually towards these things, not these things. And especially Mura, Ketu rules the nakshatra because of the moksha karaka. And especially if your Rahu is in the fourth pada of this nakshatra, or if your moon is in the fourth pada of this nakshatra, most definitely at one point you are going to be following a completely 100% spiritual path. You'll be like wanting to stay in a very small room, sit in the corner and just read either a spiritual book, religious book, do meditation, and to engage in conversations of such thing. That's going to happen. Because fourth pada is the pada of jiva and moksha, transformation. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis of Rahu in the Moola Nakshatra. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Rahu is placed, all your other planetary placements, my books, reports, consultations, for that check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.